And welcome back to Vans World Cup round number 2, heat number 12. Take a look at these superstars. Patrick Gadauskas, Zeke Lau, Leonardo Fioravante, and J.O.B. Jamie O'Brien take to the water. This should be a thrill show like none other in this heat number 12. 30-minute heat, top 2 advance. The other 2 are eliminated. Bye-bye. And talking to a couple of the local guys from the west side, they said it was so welcome. It was such a wonderful day at Makaha, thanks to Vans and the Gadauskas brothers as we take a look. These guys known to charge hard, and there you go. The whoop-de-doos, the whoops. On a motocross track, you get thrown off.
Caught an edge there and went over the handlebars, but he's definitely got good karma on his side, going over to Waianae yesterday, over to Makaha, and putting on a cool little Grom contest for the kids. I know they were super appreciative over there for that.
I saw one of the best waves of my life. It spit its guts out. I mean, that was the highlight of his heat, watching a wave. That was beautiful.
We've been hearing that from a few different guys. There's amazing waves. If he can catch it, that's the key to Sunset. Nice, beautiful wrap there. And a second one for Pat Gadauskas. So 2 strong maneuvers, and that is going to make him happy. Comes through to 5.5, decent score.
Well, I was proud that Dusty said, yeah, it's tough out there. We hear that every heat. Yeah, it's tough out there. I saw the best wave of my life. I'm just kind of getting through it. Love it. It was totally different. Big wave charging in. Surfer in white, Zeke Lau.
And Jamie O.
Oh, Jamie O, sorry.
Wow, that was a massive closeout there for Jamie. And straightening out, you can see his board looked tiny on that wave. But he escaped the curtain there just narrowly. You can see how thick that wave was. Broke right behind Jamie, but he'll be fine. And so here we go. Let's see a replay of Jamie. Now he sees that this wave is going to close out. So right here he goes, oops, never mind. He straightens out. And watch that lip crash behind Jamie. That is straight up Niagara Falls. That is a ton of power. But as soon as he escapes that lip, he can kind of pull the eject button. Right there, he's fine. He's just going to get pummeled. It's not going to feel good. He's going to get a lot of water up the sinuses, but he made it.
Did you see how he jumped off? It's like we see these high-speed ski get-offs for emergencies. You kind of jump and you make your own
little cannonball.
You don't want your arms out. You want to make sure you're blowing out through your nose. Close your eyes tighter. Your eyelids are going to blow open. Jamie O'Brien knows how to survive, and he's paid his dues, obviously, at Pipeline. He's got some cat-like skills, and now, well, he suffered a 1.33. Back in the lineup we go. Leonardo Fioravante, Italy. He's excited about this heat. And big move right there. Puts it on rail, little warble. Big floating re-entry and into oblivion. Let's see if the board survived.
I want to make sure he's okay, too. That was a really awkward way to land. The deck of the surfboard kind of pushed back up into him. No, he's fine. So anytime you do a floater at Sunset, it is really throwing a dice.
I said, Leo, you want me to say anything to your friends out there? And he says, Forza Italy. And I said, what's that mean? Italy, go on and win, obviously.
Here we go, Zeke.
Zeke Lau, late takeoff. Gets a little shampoo to start things off here. Zeke, big, powerful surfer. Saw him win in 2013. Bring it to the inside. I think this guy can do any sport on the planet. Really athletic. He has got a couple of star wins and a prime win. That prime win was over Damien Hopgood, Andy Montero, and Federico Moraes in 2013 when he won his first World Cup. This is the perfect scenario for Zeke Lau to join the World Tour, isn't it? To come here, and this is the deciding event.
It really is. You know, he's literally just a handful of heats away from getting that, you know, that major goal in life. You know, he's still a youngster. For him to make the CT Tour is a dream. And here we go. Just a couple of quick snaps for Leonardo. I like this second maneuver. Watch the rail work right here. Clean snap under the hook, and he, you know, got a little greedy. He went to float the boat right there to finish that wave off, but you can see Sunset is so tough to kind of ride out of those floating maneuvers. The lip is just so strong. It will compress you. Clean cut back here. Nice start. We can see Zeke kind of pumping, weaving back and forth, waiting for that wave to hit the reef again and stand up. And it didn't really do it for him. It just kind of stayed fat. So because that wave wasn't super exciting, it'll just be a decent score.
Pat Gadauskas with a 5.50 and a 0.83 in the lineup does have first priority. Pat Gadauskas, I believe, surfed Pete Mel. Not if he did. Pat Gadauskas surfed in Punta Galea last year, correct? Yes, he did. And he was a part of the Big Wave Tour. And I believe he got 6th place.
Here Here we go, Zeke
So he
Lau.
looks the big waves. Zeke Lau. And I'll tell you that, ouch.
Yeah, again, just trying to handle that inside bowl section.
Here we go. It looks like Gadauskas here. Bigger the better. And that is just a nice turn under the hook. Here's the moment of truth. He goes for the top of the big floater and makes it kind of. The disappearing act.
That's exactly what happened. He made it kind of.
Well, set waves are coming through. Now it's Leonardo Fioravanti, the surfer that lives just about an hour outside of Rome. And just a couple of nice turns here. I tell you, he's got great support around the world. He's such a pleasure to be with, very respectful, very nice young man, and probably has a million people who love to sponsor him.
Yeah, I like Leo. Anytime I've been around him, he is extremely pleasant, always says hi. So he's a nice kid, and you know, that was a pretty good wave there. He had 2 strong maneuvers. That's going to be better than his 3.5.
And look at him hustle in the lineup. You go, okay, they're supposed to catch waves. It is far from it. It is a paddling contest. You're on the treadmill of positioning, and you got to really select the good waves.
Zeke in a wipe-off speed right here and get a little head dip tucked in, and you can see all that backwash right there. Just couldn't kick out. They'll still count that little barrel though, but it's not going to go too high because it was just a quick one. Nice little check snap there for Pat. And then a real aggressive vertical snap in the pocket. Kind of disappeared behind the curtain there, and you know, he ended up on his feet, but he didn't cleanly ride in front of the whitewash.
As we take a look at now our surfer, it is Jamie O'Brien. O'Brien, moment of truth to the inside, and just a nice hack. And this wave really swinging wide. What was normally the channel at high tide, no waves breaking, he's basically riding way to our left. Zeke Lau in the throat of it right now, following Jamie O'Brien's wave. And Lau, there we go, it backs off just a bit. First priority out the back, Leonardo Fioravanti. He is out the back because our priority judge has seen that he's made it that far out.
Just a little set there, Dave.
Just a little set.
Whitewash to the horizon.
One thing that a lot of people that are come here to watch the surfing that are not used to it, when a big set comes through, you can wash through the beach really easy.
Oh yeah. This is a massive set coming in right now as we see Jamie O setting up for the inside. Watch this little layback hammer. Boom, right in a pocket. So strong maneuver, and that's the advantage of riding such a short board. You can be aggressive and really pivot sharper than the other guys. But he's going to have to pay the price of really being a strong paddler, which Jamie is with those long arms. Another really nice layback snap there from the man in white. That is Ezekiel Lau. So even though these waves are short, they're making the most of it with strong moves.
Some pumping waves over there for the women, deciding event for that championship. Who's going to get the crown this year? Dave Stanfield, Ross Williams, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Todd and Poncho. And Poncho has done some damage out here as well, and his good friend Miles Padaka. We take a look at the next generation. This is Zeke Lau. Lau turning it on. He's looking to replace that 3-4-3. He's in the second spot. That's a transfer spot, important wave for him. And they start marching through now with taking first priority with Pat Gadauskas trying to better a 2.87. The guy that was in the lead for so long has dropped to third. He does have first priority. It's Leo Fioravanti, Zeke Lau, Patrick Gadauskas, and J.O.B. Jamie O'Brien is the situation. During the highlights, we did see a couple of waves, Ross.
Yeah, 6.33 for Leonardo. Solid cutback here, wiping off speed. He wants to really make sure he's in the zone once that wave cleans up. Now there's the inside bowl and just a little check fade. So this actually was a 3.57 for Leonardo. Behind him, Zeke Lau, you know, this could have been the wave of the heat right here. Nice cutback, swooping cutback again, just waiting for that inside bowl. Now this is the crazy section right here, and he goes for a really good layback hammer, but catches an edge.
Wow. Interesting exit. Fioravanti right now, Italy's going crazy. Can you imagine this guy growing up and just outside of Rome, and where he has, he's got Corsica off in the distance, Sardinia and Sicily, but you know, he surfs in the Tyrrhenian Sea. Zeke Lau has jumped up into the lead. His last wave is 6.17. As we take a look at a cover-up, in and out, Patrick Gadauskas, the disappearing act, and puts it on rail. He's going to get rid of that 2.87, then some. A 4.41 would take him to second. little chop hop with a double grab. There we go.
He's happy. He's going to get an excellent score for sure. Getting barreled right on a takeoff.
Stokerama.
Stokerama. So we said he's going to have the good juju, the good karma after going over there to Makaha and putting on a great little Menehune event for the kids. And it paid off in the present of a sick barrel right here. And again, this is kind of outside of the inside bowl, and he pulled straight in. And that's the kind of maneuver, that's the way you would see someone to pull into a barrel at maybe backdoor. It's, it takes so much kind of guts and great technique to pull in from the takeoff at sunset. It really is hard to get that inside rail in the barrel right at the get-go because, there's so much power at sunset. So great navigating there. Awesome surfing from Patty G, and it's going to be a huge score.
Pat Gadauskas is in third, and he's looking for an excellent score to vault himself into the lead. There's 6:25 remaining.
It's going to be a battle for second after that.
Yeah, he's going to distance himself. He's got a 5.5 that he's going to keep. First priority, Jamie O'Brien.
And Pat Gadauskas is one of those surfers, he's not from Hawaii, but you couldn't tell. He actually, really does enjoy heavy surf. You remember he had one of the craziest drops on that huge swell during the Fiji event when they had that crazy swell, out at Cloudbreak. He had that air drop. That was one of the most memorable waves I remember from that session. And he was on a tiny board, so he is just a super gutsy athlete.
Big wave bravado. He gets an 8.83, jumps in the lead. Zeke Cloud drops to second. Zeke's in the hot seat, needs to get rid of a 5.17. Jamie O'Brien has first priority. JOB needs a 6.21. It's a battle for the second spot between Zeke Cloud, Fioravante, and O'Brien. Fioravante now in third, needs a 5.01. Second reef is starting to break here as it shifts around. Gadauskas, your leader, he has third priority. Fioravante needs a score of a 5.01. He's got fourth priority. Where's he? No. It's Zeke Lau, and looking to replace a 5.17. And Zeke doesn't have much of a wave here. To the inside, it's going to stand up and then quickly go into the channel. There's the big move, and there's the channel. And at 3:32 remaining, he is kind of threw all his cards at that wave. So what's going to happen?
Well,
did he replace his 5.17?
I feel like he has just enough time to get to the outside of the inside sunset bowl where potentially he could grab himself a barrel. So, he does have enough time to possibly get rid of that 5. I don't think he got it done on that last wave.
JOB, Jamie O'Brien, 2 waves ridden, a 5.13, still has him in the hunt. He is looking for a 6.21 as we take a look at the replay of our surfer, Zeke Lau.
Score is just dropping. Yeah, it's just under a 4-point ride. Now, when it hits that inside bowl, it will stand up. He does kind of a cool floater maneuver right into the channel. Floats the boat, and then goes straight into deep water. So, because that wave was cut so short, the score just under 4.
Zeke Lau, a 3.80, does not factor in. JOB, strong arm and gets into this wave. It's now or never for a 6.21. Chasing the open face. He is basically near the channel. Will this thing stand up? Big boil right there. Goes to the top, layback hack, and he comes down showing cat-like balance and skills. And Jamie trying to make that look really good, trying to impress the judges, needing a 6.21. Do you feel it?
Well, Jamie O'Brien is on a short board, and it was all about, for him, being aggressive. And once he gets a section, he was going to lay it down. And that's exactly what he did. And let's take a close look at it. Wild ride here, very bumpy wave. You can see him just trying to handle all those chops. Sees the section he likes right here. Now he's going to commit to the bottom turn. Now he's going to lay back on that back heel and snap it. So that was a great maneuver. That was definitely a cut above your average kind of carve on the inside bowl. So, here's the thing though, 6.21 is a pretty large score for this heat. So that is borderline.
And we're going to count him down in about 25 seconds.
Zeke Lau, we've been documenting so well and how he really wants to make the championship tour. He is crossing his fingers. He needs this score to come in under what Jamie O'Brien needs, which is a 6.21.
Well, by early indications, it's going to be close. We're going to count this down, end the heat, and wait for Jamie O'Brien. Well, no worry about Leonardo Fioravante. It didn't look like he get another chance, but Jamie O'Brien's got a score, and he's needing a 6.21.
Again, if he gets it, it is going to be just
a massive blow.
Yeah,
I mean, this is going to be
Ezekiel Lau is cringing right now, and And any second, this number will be delivered. It is close.
A 6.27. Jamie O'Brien goes to second. Zeke Lau drops to third. Leonardo Fioravanti fourth. And that looks like it is a done deal. Patrick Gudauskas wins going away. And Jamie O'Brien pulling a rabbit out of the hat.
Amazing. Well, you know, it was a really sick snap right on the inside bowl, so you got to give it up for Jamie.